Record numbers of migrants on the U.S. southern border. It's one of the most politically charged issues being debated ahead of the U.S. midterm elections. But critics say the politics playing out in the U.S. are also having a significant impact on immigration policies across the border in Mexico.
It's not only policy. The entire migration situation in Mexico depends largely on politics and actions from the United States.
Human rights observers say that strict border policies, along with the recent agreement between the U.S. and Mexico to contain migration, has led to a pileup of migrants in Mexico. Janina Ramos, a program coordinator for Doctors Without Borders, says the resulting crisis has left NGOs with limited resources.
In general, we've seen humanitarian consequences of politics, and that's something that we shouldn't, right? Because basic needs, primary health care, mental health, shelter, food, water, shouldn't be linked to a consequence of the politics.
Though Mexico City normally has the space to accommodate large migrant groups passing through, the recent influx of migrants has overwhelmed the organizations that normally assist them. We're inside Mexico City's largest migrant shelter. In just the last few weeks, the migrant population here has surged by more than 5 times the shelter's capacity. To say it's overcrowded would be an understatement, and the shelter's organizers tell us that more people are arriving every day. The shelter's director, Sister Magda, says her organization has been in crisis mode since last month after Mexico agreed to accept more migrants being expelled from the U.S.
The shelter is on the verge of collapse. We're short on water, bathrooms. We don't even have enough food.
While many in Mexico speculate over how the upcoming U.S. midterm elections will impact the worsening crisis, migrants are growing concerned that border policies will only become more strict.
Many families have entered the US, but many other families have been deported to Mexico and have been sent back to this shelter. That's what worries me.
One thing policy experts on both sides of the border say could provide some relief to the migrant crisis is comprehensive immigration reform from the U.S. government. That reform, however, is largely seen as unlikely if the U.S. Congress becomes more divided after the midterm elections. Manuel Rapalo, Al Jazeera, Mexico City.